Coffee time with John. You know, in the past couple of days, I've been really going down this concept of science and spirituality, and there's a quote that I was reading this morning that I want to share and talk about. My religion consists of a humble admiration of the illimitable superior spirit who reveals himself in the slight details we are able to perceive with our frail and feeble minds. Sounds pretty spiritual, doesn't it? That was Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein, when he's talking about this humble admiration of the illimitable superior spirit who reveals himself in the slight details we are able to perceive with our frail and feeble minds. I don't necessarily think of our minds as frail or feeble, but I just love this quote for the fact that there's an illimitable superior spirit who in the slight details we are able to perceive. The slight details, the small stuff. Every part of every day, you're dealing with small stuff. You're dealing with the things that are minute. And I got up this morning and my eyes opened and it was morning, and I love, pardon me, sorry. I was talking about being in bed and made me yawn. My thoughts made me yawn, right? So I woke up and I was in bed, and I didn't want to get out of bed, but it was one of those things where my mind had turned on, and it was, so I just laid in bed with my mind on because I didn't want to get out of bed, so I didn't. And I laid there, and I got to the point where it was like, I should get up now. Now, I'm telling you this story because in that small moment of me enjoying just laying there with my mind turned on, that is the illimitable superior spirit revealing himself in the slight details. How that pillow felt on my head was beautiful, right? And I got up and I washed my face and I came out and I started my cup of coffee, and I'm sitting here drinking my coffee, and all the little nuances in that coffee taste so good, and all of those little nuances in the coffee is the illimitable spirit, superior spirit, revealing himself in the slight details. I sit down and I read your comments, and I get so much positive response, and that is the illimitable superior spirit revealing himself in the slight details. And when I look at that, I have appreciation. Last night in our membership group, almost every Monday night, we have our membership Zoom meeting. And what's so cool about that meeting is we get on there and we just open the floor. And we talk for usually about an hour and a half. And we talk about, there is no set topic. We talk about everything. And what's so beautiful about this group is we don't all believe the same things. And we're all exploring our own beliefs and our own systems. But within that group, we all just love each other. We have those conversations, and you hear everyone saying, I love you guys, love you. And they're all just expressing their beautiful selves in that group. And, it's usually a small group, It goes anywhere from sometimes 2 or 3 people to sometimes, 10, 12, 14 people, right? I don't think we've ever had 14, but I know we've had 10 at one point. But it was in those meetings, in those sessions, in those moments, it was the superior spirit, right? Yeah, those small little moments of just being in there and talking, and what I love so much about the idea of what Einstein's saying here is the slight details. I was watching last night. We had a new member join the group, and she came on, and one of the details that really stuck out for me was her laugh. She had just an infectious laugh, and what I liked about her laugh so much was the fact that she didn't hold it back. It was like, it was like right out. It was like, pow. It was, for me, it was beautiful because it was such an expression of herself, right? Now, we were talking about very deep topics last night. We were off on some real wild experiences we've had, and it was like, one of those moments of right. Not all of us were on the same page. Not all of us. We had a couple of us who in the group who had never had the experience. So it wasn't about who had what experience. It was about the slight details of just being together in those moments, and seeing that little laugh that she had, and watching another guy in the group showing such respect for other people. Those slight details are the illimitable superior spirit revealing herself in the slight details, right? That is the key. The emotional content is how it's revealed. The feeling, that laugh that she laughed, there was a feeling in that, and it gave me a feeling, and I was like, I just like her. I just like this person. I enjoyed her, right? And to me, when I look at the opportunity to notice the slight details, right? As a parent, I notice the slight details of my son all the time. I notice the slight details when I watch my son walk up to a doorway and see someone coming up who's elderly, or a woman, and watch my 6'5" giant son open a door, stand aside, and let them go through. That slight detail, there's so much in that detail. It's like him showing respect for someone else means a great deal to me. But the fact that he did it was one of those details that showed me he gets it. It shows me he understands, right? And I hold the door for everybody. I don't care if you're man, woman, child. I hold the door for you. And the reason being is because we're all in this world thing together. We're all in this life thing together. And we shouldn't be constantly helping each other out. I hold the door. I smile for everyone. I give them an expression of the slight details of the illimitable superior spirit. I represent that. And I love when I see other people doing it as well. Laughing so freely, representing that. There comes a difference, though, when you start to realize that those little details are where God reveals himself, herself, itself, yada yada. So take your day and look at the small details, because that's where you find the source. That's where you find God. It's not in all the ancient texts and all that stuff. It's right here, right now, in the small details. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. The John of New channel is solely funded by your generous donations and purchases of private readings and merchandise. To help out, go to johnofnew.com or use the donation link in the description below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.